Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Hello, everybody. Hi, Cheryl. Hello. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Jade. Hello, everybody. Hi, Michael. How you doing? Good to see you. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Come on in.
Okay,
Hello, everybody. Hi,
we
Cheryl.
got a circle,
Hello.
man.
So let's fix that. Okay. Hi, Maureen. Hi, Sean. Hello. Hi, Nancy. Hello, Artie. Hello, Noelle, darling. Hi, Destiny. How you doing? Good to see you. Oh, hi, Trudy. Hey there. Amanda. Hi, Jen Marie. Hi, Joyce. How you doing? Hi, Kevin. Hi, Janet. So when your hair's purple, did you do that or does someone else do that? Does the cobbler have no shoes or
You mean me?
yes? So when your hair's purple, did you make your hair purple?
So it started off being bleached and I look like Yellowbird. So in order to cancel that out, I put the light lavender on it and then it was look like an old lady. So then I put the light purple on it and I look like Mrs. Slocum from Are You Being Served? And but I had a good time.
Hey, great. Well, you know what? It's like the only time while we wait for people, okay? The only time I ever dyed my hair a weird color, I was young, and it was pale blue. And my hair was jet Cherokee black, right? And so they had to break the pigment, and so they had to make it blonde. Then they put the blue on, but the blue wouldn't stay. And I just kept going right back to blonde. And you know what? I also didn't like it because it's like I would look in the mirror and see this person with blue hair and it didn't feel like me. And so I kept feeling like, okay, this is weird. So I never did it again.
Well, your hair looks good now, but it also looked good when you were coloring it dark. So why don't you just do it at a low light?
Oh, well, actually, right now, this is just natural. This is just the hair my mom gave me.
Well, if you want to zhuzh it up, you should do a bit of low light.
Oh, okay. All right. Next time I'm out your way, we'll do low light.
Or I come to Denver and we'll slap some color up in there.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Kevin. Okay, so let's see, where are we? Numbers are still flying up, so we'll just give it a second more for those numbers to keep doing it. I'll check the chat because there's already hundreds of texts in the chat. Hi from Montreal and Hawaii Island and New Jersey and Northern Virginia and Youngstown. Oh, Youngstown, Ohio. One of my college friends was from Youngstown, Ohio. I'm sure you know Megan. Just kidding. Kent, UK. New York, Kansas City, Florida, Missouri, California. Thank you. This is from my line of compass wear. It's my new merch. I'm just kidding. I do not have merch. Just joking. No, this is not RuPaul's Drag Race. I do not have merch. Montana, Michigan, Northern California, Extreme England, I think is what that said. South Bend, Minnesota, Calgary, Alberta. You should so have merch. You know, the only time I've ever been tempted to get merch was I was touring somewhere with John Holland, and I started saying it's like, oh, there's an angel, and so he started making fun of me, and he'd say something like, um, "Deborah, will you pass the butter?" And he would look at me and go, "Is there an angel for that, Radley?" And so now I need a T-shirt that says, "There's an angel for that," right? But I haven't done it. Okay. Las Vegas, British Columbia, Stockholm. Oh, wow, cool. New Zealand, Sweden, Gabriola, British Columbia, Regina, Saskatchewan. What is that song? Moving right along, dun 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 dun, footloose. Don't know where we've gone. Look at us, I think that we're in Saskatchewan. Moving right along, ba-da-lum, ba-da-lum. There you go. There's your song for today. Okay, so we're going to, oh, there's 444 people here. That's a sign. Let's get started. Hey, everybody, welcome, welcome. It is our second session for the Magic Compass, Discovering Your Path to an Enchanted Life. Our session today is Living with Intuition, Ritual, and Heart. So, hopefully, some of you guys got to do some work because last session, for those of you who missed it, you can still watch it. If you're here, you've got a link to the replay. So, check it out because it was pretty good, I think. And so, but last session we stepped through the doorway of enchantment and sort of like trying to wake up to the idea that magic is not something we find, it's something we remember. And so we explored the four directions of enchantment, which is like the way that we get to our personal compass towards joy. So north, that which equates to the soul, is higher wisdom, divine connection. West is heart, which is intuition and emotional flow. East is associated with the mind, which is clarity and intention. And south is associated with the body, which is grounding and manifestation. So the seasons as portals to magic, we also talked about the four seasons, revealing how we can work with nature's cycles that will align us with the divine timing. And we talked about guardian angels, fairies, and spirit guides, oh my, connecting with the divine allies, walking this journey with us. So, questions since our last session, did you notice any moments of synchronicity or divine guidance? Did your divine ally from our meditation for angels and fairies and spirit guides, did you receive any messages or signs? And did you tune into natural rhythms of the moon or the seasons? So if you want to share something, we've got a few minutes that we can do that. Joyce is already like all over this. So let's talk to Joyce real quick. Hi, Joyce.
Hi. I just wanted to share with you that yesterday I was walking my grand dog and we were walking and I was thinking about fairies. I was really thinking about the fairy part because I don't really know too much about them. And she pooped and I went to pull out a bag and there was none in the container. And I'm like, oh no, Mochi, we can't leave this poop here. We have to go find a bag. So we run back and we get a bag and we come back and we clean up and I'm like, see, you cannot leave it. This is nature. You have to clean up after yourself and go back. And I got back to the house and there was this penny sitting in the middle of the driveway, heads up. It was not there when I left. But the
You
penny,
got paid.
this penny was sitting there in the middle. It's like a 1949 wheat penny. I'm like, holy cow, that's the sign.
Yeah, you got paid. You did. You totally got paid.
Is that from the fairies?
Yeah, totally. It's like, so, okay, guys, it sounds like you can get paid for doing what the fairies want you to do. I've always thought that you could get paid from the fairies in more of a mystical sense, but apparently they're not opposed to cold hard cash.
Well,
So just kind of keep that in mind.
well,
This is
I was
new.
kind of thinking that I don't really understand them too well, but this is a sign from them saying, we are watching you. We're with you.
We notice. They totally notice. Thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
let's talk to Lana. Hi, Lana.
Hey, how are
Hi.
you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good. So, yesterday after our session, or the day before, I went into my cabinet and I went through all my little bone china teacups, and I took out a beautiful teacup and I walked into the woods with my bottle of water, and I laid it out for the fairies and gave them the water, and I took my dog with me, and we went back today and we said hello to the fairies again. So I just thought it was fun to do that kind of offering that you had suggested.
Mhm.
And because I'm in there every day. So anyways, I just felt that that was the magical thing that I took away from our first session was the fairy offering. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. They like sweets. I recommend you don't leave chocolate out because it's toxic to dogs. Maybe other things too. I don't know. But they love honey. They love sugar. They love sweet stuff. So, but also so do
Amazing.
wild animals. So just note that. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Fawn. Hi, Fawn.
Well, hello. Thank you so
Hi.
much for calling on me.
Sure.
I started working with you, like listening, following you. I've only been doing this for about a year and a half now. So you kind of came on my radar like ASAP. So I've been following you and all of that good stuff. And I work with fairies quite a bit. I have offerings. They have a tree in my yard where they're always there. Like when you go by, the branches flutter and flit, and I watched the replay last night because I had so many notes I needed to take because you've got so much information.
Mm.
And after I did that, I started getting symbols coming in. Brand new for me. I don't know. Like I can feel the energies around me all the time. And I've had, the fairies doing their stuff. They tend to hide things and, do all that fun stuff. And yeah, so I've got symbols coming in like crazy right now. So I'm going to have to do some research and figure out what exactly they are because that's new.
Symbols are so fun. I'm such a symbolism nerd. I love that stuff.
I do too, but these ones I can't recognize. I've searched. I don't know what they are or what they mean or so tonight my job is after I get home from work to sit with it and see what goes on. But yeah, no, it was
You'll,
fantastic.
you'll
And
love
that
it.
was it. That was after listening to you. So yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Okay, great. Thanks. Okay, Leslie.
Oh, hey, thanks for this. I have to tell you, it is so special. I'm so geared into symbolism. I didn't realize they were fairies. I thought they were angels coming to me. So I get a lot of feathers,
All right.
numerical synchronicities. And I came out of the gym an hour and a half ago, and I had 111, 222, 333, and we landed at 444 when we started. So it's very special to me. So thank you very much for all you do.
You're welcome. Thanks. And let's talk to Coventina, and then we'll get started with today's lesson.
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm a mer fairy. And whenever I pick up trash, the fairies always give me a close parking space in a crowded parking lot. So pick up trash, you'll get a parking space. And you thank them ahead of time. Thank you for the parking space. And I showed somebody in a casino, and it was a Saturday, really busy, and there were 3 options to park. And she says to me, yeah. And then when I asked, they'll be too busy because she didn't believe what just happened. But anyway, pick up trash, you'll get a parking place.
Okay, once again, compensation. Just a different kind. Just a different kind. So today we're going to be talking about several things. We're going to talk about the power of clarity, okay? Recognizing your inner voice, clearing the mental clutter, and trusting divine wisdom. We're going to be talking a lot about the magic of words, how powerful they are, prayer and affirmations, angelic requests, and how those things can shape your reality. We're going to talk about rituals and intuitive living and living by your own sacred compass. And once again, we're going to do a meditation. Okay, so let's start with the power of clarity from the standpoint of the 4 directions. Think of this as the East, all right? The East, the mind. This is if the heart is where intuition flows, then the mind is where we create space for it to be heard. Okay. But too often our minds are cluttered with overthinking, doubt, distractions, making it really hard to hear divine wisdom. And so how do we clear that up? It's like I remember that's like I told you last week that I think I told you, or 2 days ago, I think I told you that I started school as a music major, dance minor. Well, I didn't go straight from that to accounting. I took a tour. And so my second major was psychology. Okay. And so I remember them talking about in psychology about the monkey mind, about the chatter, 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 chatter. And that it's actually in psychological theory, this like aspect of the part of us that comes from chimpanzees, the part of us that comes from that blah, 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 blah of the mind. And so we have to quiet the monkey mind. And so you might need mental clarity if you're feeling scattered, overwhelmed, or uncertain. If you feel like your inner voice gets drowned out by external noise, or maybe you're constantly second guessing your intuitive hits. If any of those things sound like you, then it's something for you to be thinking about. How do I get that under control? And so, one thing is silence and stillness. Silence and stillness. Daily quiet time, even 5 minutes, strengthens your ability to hear divine messages. Now, I am not going to throw rocks at glass houses. I am quintuple Sagittarius. Many of you have heard me say that before. I can't sit still. And so meditation is not a thing that works so great for me. But finding 5 minutes of stillness, 5 minutes of quiet, I can do that. And you can do it too. Another thing is journaling for clarity. Writing out your thoughts allows intuitive insights to emerge. And I would even say you can do that either through pure journaling. This is what I am awake and aware that I'm thinking about, or consider doing it as a form of automatic writing, where you're like sitting down and going, this is what I'm thinking. Higher self, what am I missing? Or guardian angel, what am I missing? Okay. Spirit guides, what am I missing? And then asking for signs and trusting the first message. So if you ask, should I take this path? Then trust the first answer you receive, even if it doesn't make logical sense. In the classes that I teach that are about psychic work, tarot, things like that, I have a thing that I say, which is blah, BLAH, be loving and helpful. But what it means is just blah. It's a thing of trust. And so if you're not trusting your own intuition and you get a message, this is your chance to sort of blah to yourself, to think to yourself, it's like, this doesn't make sense. And you can think about it and go, consequences of me being wrong are low. Okay. Then I'm just going to follow my intuition, even though it feels wrong, and see what happens. So that you can see that it's like, oh my God, my intuition was right. I mean, sometimes it's like, I'll think it's like, I should buy a Kit Kat bar, but I'm not going to. And instead, I buy, this is not true, I'm making this up, but instead, I buy a Nestle's Crunch bar. And I get home, and the Nestle's Crunch bar is broken into a million pieces. Should have got the Kit Kat bar, right? It's like even the little things. It's like not taking an umbrella on a sunny day. You're inviting the rain, right? So, affirmation. Here's your affirmation for that. My mind is clear. My heart is open. And I trust divine wisdom to guide me. My mind is clear. My heart is open. And I trust divine wisdom to guide me. Now, akin to this is the magic of words, prayer, affirmations, and angelic requests. I've told this story before, but there's a lot, there's like thousands of you that are new. Thank you. When I left religion, I sort of threw a lot of things out. And I sort of threw the baby out with bathwater. And one of those words I threw out was prayer. It didn't mean that I'd stopped praying. I hadn't at all. I just was calling it my daily meditations. Tomato, tomato, right? Potato, potato. But I took prayer back several years ago, and I'll do a plug for somebody else. I took it back, I think, because I started to realize the illogicalness of not using a word that I was clearly using. But also, my friend Heather Hildebrand is like the goddess of prayer. I mean, she is the queen of prayer. I mean, nobody prays like Heather Hildebrand. And so she really started praying with me on a sort of a regular basis. And I started going, okay, this was really dumb. I just threw the baby out with the bathwater. Because if you think about it, and I almost didn't use this word, okay? Because I don't want to, possibly some people might be a little triggered by this word, but I'm going to use it and just trust me that take it metaphorically. Words are spells, okay? They're like magic spells. What we speak, we create. The universe is constantly listening. It's like Alexa, okay? It's constantly listening. And the words we use, whether in prayer, affirmations, or daily conversations, shape our reality. So, okay, Rad's telling me my words are magic. What do I do with that? Well, one of those ways that we handle that is prayer. Prayer as divine connection. Now, I I don't actually what's the word I want to tell you how to pray. Okay. We all pray different ways. Sometimes there are prayers of petition, sometimes there are prayers of gratitude, but prayer is actually not really about begging, it's about aligning with divine energy. Okay. And so like about a year ago, I made a conscious decision to try to change the way I was praying because I would pray like, Dear Archangel Michael, please bless and protect my space, north, south, east, and west, above and below, everywhere I go. And it was like my prayer. And so about a year ago, I changed it to be, Dear Archangel Michael, thank you for protecting my space. Thank you for protecting me and everywhere I go, all directions of time, blah, blah, blah. So basically, instead of saying, Dear Archangel Shamuel, please bring me peace, it's Dear Archangel Shamuel, thank you for filling my life with peace. We're speaking as if our prayers are already answered. This is a way of like taking law of attraction and prayer and glomming them together. Because law of attraction really kind of is prayer. There's also affirmations, not a commercial, but still, it's like, here's my affirmation deck. I've been working with this a lot. This was one of the funnest things I ever made. Okay. It was so fun. But it's like affirmations, this whole, it's like affirmations have been around since Jesus came the first time. But it's like Louise Hay really brought them into our consciousness in the current incarnation of people on planet Earth. And so the basis here is that your subconscious mind believes whatever you repeat often enough. This is one of the reasons why about a year and a half ago, I started talking so much about stories. What stories are you telling yourself? We talked about this 2 days ago, I think. If you tell yourself a klutz, tell yourself you're a klutz, then eventually you're going to start noticing your klutziness and you're going to reinforce it. And so you want to tell your subconscious the stories that you want it to be creating. So if you think about your subconscious as being, do I have one here? Yes, I do. As being your genie bottle. Okay, your subconscious is your genie bottle. All right. So if you are telling the genie, I hope things get better. Well, that's a lot. There's a lot of uncertainty, and I hope things get better. Instead, everything is unfolding for my highest good. Look at me. I'm Louise Hay, reincarnated, right? I'm channeling Louise Hay. Everything is unfolding for my highest good. So what you want to try is, I am divinely guided. I trust the timing of my life. Miracles are on my way. Likewise, angelic requests are like direct invitations. So one of the things that, if you've heard me teach about angels, that you'll hear me say all the time is that you really need to make your requests to your angels on a daily basis. Now, it's like, I know, I get it. Hey, I am on board. It's like, why? Why can't I just ask for protection for the rest of my life and be done? But I think that the reason we can't is our own doubt as human beings. It's like it's not just us asking the angels, it's also us reaffirming the truth that we are bringing forth that matters. That it's like, so praying daily is about reinforcing your story. It's about reinforcing what it is that you want. Angels, that's why people say angels can only help when invited, but that's also due to free will. And so it's important to be clear and specific. I once had an energy healer tell me that my prayers are not prayers, they're a manifesto. And I get why she says that, because it's like a list, it's a laundry list. But you would say, Archangel Michael, surround me with protection. Guardian angels, show me a clear sign today. Making it a daily practice to speak to angels as if they are right beside you, because they are, right? They are right beside you. So here's an exercise for you. Excuse me. Choose an affirmation to use this next week. Okay. If you've got this, you could use this, but I don't care. Choose one of the affirmations I gave you 2 days ago. Choose one of the ones you're going to get today, whatever, but repeat it often and see how your energy shifts around that topic. Now, we're talking about the power of words and prayer, and I briefly brought up the law of attraction. And that's part of how words create magic in your life, because words are one of the most powerful forces in the universe. Every word we speak, oh, here we go. Everything's a song to me. Every word we speak, every thought we repeat, every prayer we offer carries angelic vibration. Every prayer we say, okay, there you go. It's a song. All right. So every prayer we offer carries an energetic vibration, one that influences not just us, but the world around us. So if the world is in fear, guess what we create? Guess what we create? If the world has hope and optimism, guess what we create? Guess what we create? So this is part of the law of attraction. Some people call it divine manifestation. I don't care. Call it magic if you want to. But whatever you name it, the truth remains. What you focus on expands. What you affirm becomes reality. And what you declare, the universe answers. I'm going to say it again. What you focus on expands. What you affirm becomes reality. And what you declare, the universe answers. And here's the best part. You don't have to believe in magic for it to work. Granted, it helps. It helps. But magic, energy, divine power are always at play, whether we acknowledge them or not. But when we choose to believe, we absolutely do become co-creators of our reality instead of just passive participants in it. So, what happens if we don't believe? Dramatic pause to take a drink, right? It doesn't mean magic disappears. What it means is that we can cut ourselves off from it. doubt and negativity act as a subconscious block. Okay, remember this? Okay, if you don't believe, get the metaphor. If you don't believe, the genie's locked in the bottle. All right? I would even say it makes it worse because it's like if you don't believe your dreams, if you don't believe your goals, if you don't believe the hope that you have for your life, in a way, you're telling the subconscious not to make it so. And when we dismiss our ability to shape our reality, we unintentionally give our genie bottle to somebody else. Instead of it winding up in the hands of Aladdin, Jafar has it now. We don't want Jafar to have it, right? That's my Disney reference for the day. Okay. When we choose to believe in magic, something incredible happens. We become open to possibilities we never imagined. We shift our vibration, attracting higher energy and better outcomes. And we start seeing proof of divine presence in the smallest moments, synchronicities, blessings, and unexpected joy. And here's the other thing that I humbly submit to you. There is zero risk in believing in magic. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't weigh you down. But not believing, that can create unconscious resistance that keeps us from receiving the very miracles that we are longing for. And I don't want that for you. So let's say you're a scientific type. Let's say it's like, hey, Rad, I'm 147% left-brained. Why? How does this even work? How do words create reality? What is this power of spoken magic that you speak of? Think of it this way. Everything in the universe is made of vibration and energy, including words. Okay? The last mastermind I did was probably the favorite one I've ever done because it was just a room full of geeks and nerds. It just was. It was just a room full of nerds, and we were on the same vibrational level. And we started talking about the nature of the universe and quantum physics and all this stuff. And I was practically high. I just was. It was great. So think about this. If you're the scientific type, it's like, oh, this is quantum physics. All right. High vibration words, love, gratitude, joy, abundance create expansion. Low vibration words, fear, lack, worry, doubt create contraction. And it's not the words themselves, it's the energy behind the word. The energy behind the word love is by its very nature expansive. The energy behind the word of fear is by its very nature contraction. What would Dougal Fraser say if he was here? He would tell you that if you are full of love, your aura expands. If you're full of fear, you pull your aura in and your aura contracts. Think of words like seeds, right? We talked about 2 days ago that we're heading into spring here, and then what that energetically means. Think of your words like seeds. Whatever you plant in your subconscious will grow. So if you constantly say, I'm lucky, or nothing ever works out for me, you are planting that energy in the universe. If you say, I am always divinely guided or abundance flow to me, you are activating that truth in your reality. That's where we come into the whole concept of the law of attraction. It states that what you focus on, you attract. But even if you aren't consciously manifesting, your words and thoughts are still creating outcomes. So let's review. Words are like spells. Every time you speak, you are casting energy out into the world. Prayers are declarations. They set divine forces into motion. Affirmations rewire your subconscious. They shift your inner dialogue from fear to faith. Now that brings us to the power of prayer. The power of prayer. It's about aligning with divine energy. Many people think of prayer as simply asking for something, but true prayer is much more than a request. It's a direct conversation with the divine. When you pray with certainty, you align yourself with divine energy, shifting your entire vibration to match the reality you desire. One of the things that I used to do a lot and haven't done a lot of in a while is angel walks. The whole purpose of angel walks was for me to go on a walk and let my angels talk to me. I would do my prayers during an angel walk, but I'd also listen for the answers. I would take note immediately when I left my house and my feet hit the sidewalk and I started heading for the park that I was going to go to. I would notice which archangel's energy was around me. Who wants to talk to me? And then why? That's the whole activity, the possibility of interaction in prayer. It's not just praying, it's not just saying, it's also listening, it's also receiving. Now, as I said before, prayer is not about begging. It's about recognizing that the divine energy of the universe is always listening and always responding. I might have mentioned 2 days ago, I took an art class. It's an AI art class because what I wanted to do was finally, once and for all, get my archangel images out there exactly the way they are. This is just a side note because it's funny. But prayer, the archangel of prayer is Archangel Sandalphon. Well, the software that I'm using has certain prejudices. It thinks everybody is young and beautiful. And so I kept telling it that Sandalphon was this guy and what he looked like. But I think as soon as I told this software that Sandalphon had curly, wavy hair and a beard, it immediately thought that Sandalphon belonged on a romance novel. I couldn't get clothes on Sandalphon to save my life. Took me 2 hours to get a shirt on this guy. Okay? It's like, God. No, this is not what I was going for, please. Sandalphon, back on track, is the archangel of prayer. He is said to be so tall that his feet are on earth and his head is in heaven. And he literally takes your prayers, weaves them into a wreath, and delivers them to the divine, and then gets your response for you. Prayer opens the door for miracles. It signals to the divine that I am ready, I trust, I receive. Remember, the way we speak our prayers matters. Instead of, please, I hope this works out, which is uncertainty, doubt, and lack, it's thank you for already working this out in my favor, which is confidence, trust, and faith. And what I love about that sentence, I want to say it to you again, thank you for already working this out in my favor, because it leaves space for you to actually be wrong about what would make you happiest and allows the universe the wiggle room to give you something better than what you were thinking about. Okay. All right. So again, watch your words for the next 24 hours. Pay attention. Notice when you say things like, I'm bad at this. I'll never get ahead. Things never work out for me. And replace them with, I am learning and growing every day. Opportunities are always finding me. Everything is unfolding for my highest good. I will tell you that it's like we talked about astrology and how astrology can like really have an effect on you. And it's important to understand astrology. It's important to go, I understand what's coming at me. I understand that it's Mercury retrograde. I understand that it's Venus retrograde right now. I understand these things and I'm working with it. But confidence and intention are powerful. It's like for like the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've literally been going, everything's going my way. And it is. Everything's going my way. And the more I say it, the more I notice how lucky that was. And the more I notice another good thing, another good thing, another good thing. When we get trapped in what I call in my book, Manifesting Your Magical Life, the downward spiral, all we notice is the bad thing, the bad thing, the bad thing. And what do we get? More bad thing. Okay? Act as if the universe is always working in your favor. Make it your assumption. Find it as a place of faith and hope and trust. The universe loves me. Louise is still in the room. The universe loves me. Act as if your prayers have been answered. If you're calling in abundance, walk with confidence, knowing it's on your way. If you're calling in love, start treating yourself with the love that you deserve. If you're calling in guidance, trust your first intuitive hit. Okay? Let's talk about rituals. Rituals and intuitive living. This element sort of translates to the West, to the heart. Because intuition is the language of the heart. It's how divine messages flow to us, not through logic, but through feeling, knowing, and sensing. Not that logic or knowing or intellectual is bad. It's one of the cardinal directions. We need it. But living with intuition requires that we recognize, trust, and act upon it. So this is where sacred rituals come in. They create space for guidance to flow effortlessly. So if you want to receive guidance through rituals, dirigibles, rituals, receiving guidance through rituals. Sacred rituals anchor us into enchantment. Remember, this is all about living an enchanted life. And they allow us to communicate with our divine forces more clearly. So, what are some tools for that? Well, I would argue that tarot cards, oracle cards, these are great ways of getting information from the universe. And so, when we use these things, we want to use them intuitively. And so, yes, can you ask what is going to happen if I do this? You can, of course. But if you're going to do that, also ask, what do I need to know? Because just saying, what will happen if I do this, leaves out a lot of information that's important, right? It's like, maybe if you do this, the result is not what you're hoping for. But by saying, what do I need to know about this? That gives the opportunity for the cards, the angels, the divine, because that's all that we're talking about here, to say, yeah, this doesn't look the way you want it, but here's why. And here maybe is why that's good. Or I'm glad you asked what will happen because I want you to do something else. It's also important when you're looking at cards not to make it just an intellectual thing. It's important to pay attention to the first feeling that you get when you see a card, because that's often your intuition speaking. Another great way for tapping into this information is pendulums. Pendulums are really cool, and they've been around for 40 forevers. And so when you working with a pendulum, and why did I not have a pendulum at my desk? That was really dumb, man. Why did you not think that through? Okay. No. Okay. Here's my pendulum. I'm making a pendulum. Look, you can make a pendulum. Here's a cord, a USB cord. Here's a little piece of plastic that came off of Jace's kennel. So that Jace can be a part of this. And so anytime, all you need is something heavy on the end of a line, right? So working with a pendulum involves holding it still and saying, show me yes. And then the pendulum will start to move. Now I'm manipulating this because this is not my real pendulum, but going around in a circle is a yes. Show me no. It would go back and forth, back and forth. And so when you're working with a pendulum, some of the best questions to ask is this action that I'm about to take in alignment with my highest, greatest good? The nice thing about pendulums is you can carry them into Home Depot and say, is this the right light switch for me? I mean, it's like, no one's probably going to notice. So it's something that you've got right there at your beck and call at any given moment. Angelic messages and automatic writing. Y'all know how I feel about angelic messages. We've already talked about automatic writing, but from the standpoint of talking to your angels, and automatic writing is about sitting down and saying, dear angels, what do I need to know? And allowing your hand to just automatically write what it is the answer to your question, and creating a conversation. You set an intention, take a deep breath, and begin writing. You don't filter or overthink. You just let the words come. So an exercise between now and next week that you might want to do is to take a moment, write down a question that you would like guidance on, and then close your eyes and allow the message to come through, whether it's a feeling, a word, or an image. So how do we take all of that and allow ourselves to live by our own sacred compass? How do we do that on a daily basis? Well, the key to that, the key to staying connected to enchantment is a daily practice. So here's how we can do that. We can work with the north, the soul, to connect daily to spirit, a morning prayer, pulling a card. Simply acknowledging divine presence keeps your soul aligned. And I would even recommend taking your compass, finding out where north is in your home, and turn to the north. I do this myself. I pray to the north. Okay? So the soul, the spirit, a morning prayer, pulling a card, and facing the north. Then facing the west when you're trying to trust your feelings, to make decisions about your day based on what feels expansive and not what feels fearful. Turning to the east so that you start your day with a clear mind, starting your day with intention, not distraction. Maybe even a few minutes of silence that we talked about at the beginning of all of this, a few minutes of journaling. And then the South. That's about taking inspired action. If you're going to do a to-do list, face the South and make your to-do list. If you receive intuitive guidance, though, act on it. Magic unfolds when you move in harmony with divine intention. So here's an affirmation for you. I honor my sacred compass and allow magic to unfold in my life. I honor my sacred compass and allow magic to unfold in my life. So what I would like to do now is to do a guided a guided meditation, okay? And I'm calling this the heart opening journey. So this meditation is designed to help you to open your heart, to connect with divine wisdom, and receive a personal message from your guardian angels, your higher self. So many of you started today with fairies. It's like, fine, if that's what's connecting for you, do that. Or your spirit guides. But you don't have to force anything. We're just going to relax, allow, and trust that whatever comes through is exactly what you need. So, Maestro, let's all close our eyes and take a deep, cleansing breath in, and then exhale, releasing any tension. Take another slow breath in, and as you exhale, you are consciously letting go of distractions or worries. Then one more deep breath in and out as you allow yourself to fully arrive in this moment. Be here, be now, be aware, but also let yourself float, be free. Imagine a soft golden light surrounding you, like a warm embrace. The light is filled with love, peace, and divine energy, and it gently wraps around you, creating a sacred space where only love exists. This is your heart space, a sanctuary of pure light where you are safe, supported, and deeply connected to your soul's wisdom. With each breath, feel your heart gently expanding, like a flower unfurling its petals in the morning sun. Breathe in love. Breathe out anything that's heavy. Breathe in peace, but breathe out anything that no longer serves you. With every inhale, imagine your heart glowing brighter, like a golden sun, radiating warmth and love throughout your entire being. Now, imagine a pathway appearing before you. It's going to lead you to a sacred space where you can receive divine guidance. Trust whatever image comes to mind. It might be a beautiful garden, a quiet forest, a temple of light, or even a meadow underneath a glowing starlit sky. This is your sacred heart space, and yours alone. A place where you can connect with your guardian angels, higher self, or any divine ally you may have. Begin walking down this path, feeling the ground beneath you, sensing the energy of love and wisdom all around you. And as you move forward, you notice a soft glow of light ahead of you. This light begins to take form because someone is waiting for you. Standing before you is a divine presence filled with unconditional love. Perhaps your guardian angel radiating warmth, peace, and divine protection. Your higher self, the most enlightened and wise and loving version of you. A spiritual guide ready to share insights and clarity. Whoever it is, Take a moment to observe their energy. What do they look like? What colors or symbols surround them? And how do you feel in their presence? They step closer, and you feel their energy wrapping around you like a warm embrace. You are completely safe. You are deeply loved. And suddenly you're more aware than ever that you are never ever alone. Your guide now places their hands over your heart, and a soft golden light flows into your heart, filling you with love and clarity and deep peace. They have a message. Listen with your heart, not just your mind. Feel the words. Feel the energy. Feel the knowing. Trust whatever comes, whether it's a thought, an image, feeling, or even a single. If you have a question, gently ask it now. It might be something like, what do I need to know most right now? But allow the form of that question to come in whatever way it comes. Take a few moments now to allow that message to come through. Before your guide steps back, they offer you a gift, a symbol of their presence and the wisdom they have shared. Cup your hands in front of you and offer them up to your guide. And your guide lays something in your cupped hands. It could be a feather as a sign of divine protection, a key as a symbol of unlocking new wisdom, perhaps a flower as a reminder of growth and transformation, or a crystal or glowing light, a source of ongoing guidance and energy. Notice what has been placed in your hands now. Whatever this gift is, it holds deep meaning for you. It is a reminder that you are always supported, always guided, and always loved. Take a deep breath, feeling the energy of this gift integrating into your heart. Your guide now steps back, but their presence remains with you. And so you turn to walk back along the path, hearing the wisdom, love, and message you received. And as you reach the doorway of your heart, take another deep breath. And as you step through, you gently return to the present moment. Bring awareness back to your body. Feel the surface beneath you. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes. So if you want to, you can take a quick moment to write down what you received. Who did you meet? What message did they give you? What gift did they leave you? And how you were feeling during this experience. Keep in mind, you can always return to that space anytime you want. And when you get this replay, you can do this meditation again if you want. Because this meditation isn't meant to just be an experience. It's meant to be a doorway to ongoing connection. And the more you practice, the clearer the messages will be. Because you are never alone, you are always supported, and magic is always with you. So today we've talked about how to use sacred rituals to receive divine guidance. We've talked about clearing mental clutter so that you can even hear your intuition more clearly. We've explored how prayers and affirmations and words shape your reality and how daily practices can help you to stay aligned with magic. So for next week, 2 days from now, between now and the next session, you might want to try practicing a sacred ritual, whether that's tarot or pendulum or automatic writing. Use your chosen affirmation daily. Listen for signs from your angels or higher self. And as an affirmation, just remember, I trust in divine guidance and I walk in alignment with magic. I trust in divine guidance and I walk in alignment with magic. All right. So in 2 more days, we're going to have our third session. It's called Co-Creating with the Universe. We're going to be talking about manifestation and intention, taking physical action, creating your own personal enchanted life path, and we'll do another guided experience to help you with that. All right. So that's it for today. Take that, merge it with the stuff. If you missed last week, I keep doing that. If you missed 2 days ago, then go watch that too. All right. Feel free to share this information with your friends so that they can grab the link and they can get caught up as well. And they can also experience this whole concept of creating an enchanted life. All right. All right, guys, thanks for coming by today, and I will see you again in 2 days.